What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, all about pressure washing and QuoteIQ. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about things that customers say that if you hear them, you need to run the other way. Mike, I know you hear things all the time, and you're always running. So you have a lot of experience with this kind of stuff, right?
I do have a lot of experience with running the other way when customers say stupid shit.
So we have a list of things that we're going to go through. We're going to talk about some rebuttals to some of these things. We're going to talk about some of the things that whether or not Mike accepts those things or not, and just certain conditions under which you should do certain things, essentially. And we love talking about customers on this channel. I know Mike loves talking about customers on his channel. He's always talking bad about customers. Mike, why is that?
I just like talking poorly about customers.
A lot of people don't realize that, they don't realize that it gets more clicks, it gets more views if it's actually entertaining. And if every job we did, we were like, we showed up to the house and we did the job and it came out great. And
yeah, it's funny. So I've got a new video that I'll put out Sunday, and I talk about this very specific thing with Mac because we do a substantial volume of business, and I'll see the comments and be like, sure seems like you've got a lot of problems with your customers. And I think to myself, hello, moron. You just watched a 10-minute video or a 30-second video on the shorts, right? That do you think that encapsulates like the entire breadth of our work? Or is that just a little glimmer of one little, like you guys literally see like a fraction of 1% of what we do. Yet we get the comments, oh, you sure have a problem with customers all the time. Well, no, but also if I told you about like this one, this is, I'm going to make a video about this, Justin. Tell me how you think it would do. Mike, your guys did an excellent job. How do I get an invoice to pay? Okay. Or if you ever say my wife's name again, I'll kill you. Like that was from another customer this morning.
Wait, I'm really confused. Why was the first one bad? Because the guy wanted to ask for an invoice to pay?
No, it wasn't bad at all. It's boring. Like, who would want to watch a video on, hey, you guys did an excellent job. How do I pay? Right?
Oh, you're given two different situations.
Yeah. And then this guy, this was the best. Don't you ever text my phone with that unprofessional shit. Are you that unprofessional? And don't you ever threaten me saying my wife's name. Now send me my damn receipt for this and watch the review an unprofessional ass gone get from this.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Is this the same person? Is this the same person that told you to keep their wife's name out of your mouth?
No, yeah, same guy. I was paraphrasing with that guy. Okay. But no, this guy called us. We did the job, and I sent him an invoice, and then I know that people go crazy when I say stuff like this. I sent the invoice, and I want to say it was like $350 house wash. So, a small job, small house. And I didn't know that I didn't get paid. And then I look and I was like, oh, because it was at the bottom of our on QuoteIQ. Like you got to scroll all the way down because we do a shit ton of jobs. And so like, invoices are getting paid all the time. They're getting automatically sent, whatever. This guy got away and he didn't pay for like 70 days. And the other day I saw that he hadn't paid. I was like, what the heck? I was like, dude, just pay your invoice. And then he wouldn't respond to my text messages. So then I called him and he answered, and he was like, oh, this was yesterday. He's like, oh yeah, man, I'll pay it right now. I totally forgot about it. Sorry. Like, okay, that's cool. Thanks. And just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Right. And then he didn't pay and I got pissed. And so I looked up his property records because I was going to file a lien. And I saw that he doesn't even own the house. His wife does, Candace. So I just sent him a text that said, hey, sport, maybe I should call Candace to get paid since you're a broke ass. And he didn't like that and called me and started screaming at me. And so I started screaming at him and told him I knew where he lived. And, it was a whole thing.
Oh, my gosh. A lot of comments Mike will be like, he woke up and chose violence. That's Mike every day for anybody who doesn't know. Mike always wakes up and chooses violence. Mike, did you record this interaction by chance or no?
No, I didn't. It happened so quickly.
Okay, sweet. So this is a good entry segment into kind of the topic of today's video. Were there any signs in the beginning of interacting with this customer that would, lead you to believe that they might be a problem customer later on down the road?
Yeah. The problem again, if I had 2 or 3 jobs a week, I could probably recall. We do, 6, 7 jobs a day. And so for me to recall what happened, 70 days ago is like nearly impossible. But when I do see red flags, I'll just walk away. I had an exchange with a guy the other day, but to answer your question, I don't recall if this particular customer, if there were red flags. I don't think so. I mean, he paid, or he agreed to the price, $325 for his shitty little house, which surprised me because, it's just like this little, shoebox vinyl sided, crap house. But he agreed to pay with it, maybe with the intent of never paying. But regardless, like, I know where you live. There's ramifications for not paying your invoices. So no, there was nothing that stood out with this particular guy. I did get one the other day, a text message from, or I guess they called, got our answer machine. I got the message. He didn't give an address and just said that he needed a patio cleaned off of with some dust. And I was like, okay, this sounds weird. So I texted him. I was like, hey, I need a little more information. And his response was something like, yeah, it's a small back patio and it won't take, and this is one of the things, it won't take you that long. If anybody ever says that, you're dealing with somebody that's going to be trying to, beat you up on price. But he says, it's not going to take that long and I need to get it done as soon as possible. Can you have someone there today? And I was like, no, I can't have somebody there today, but I need more information. So he sent over and I was like, yeah, okay. Our minimum price is $250. And he goes, yeah, that's fine. When can you come? Okay. Then I looked up the property address or the county records, and it wasn't the same name of the guy that called me. So I texted him back. I was like, who owns this property? He's like, I have no idea. I was doing a job spraying in some shotcrete for a pool and it got all over their patio. Okay. Shotcrete hardens instantly. Shotcrete is not something that is dust that you can just rinse off that takes a few minutes. You have to use a muriatic acid. There's a lot more to it. This guy was throwing up red flags all over the place. And I just told him to call somebody else. Right.
Boom.
Even though it was going to like $225, right? Like a lot of guys would be all over that and waste an entire day messing with this guy, but
doesn't matter, right? You got to see the flags. So red flag number 1 that Mike said, the customer refused to give them all of the information needed to quote the property the first time. Anytime someone withholds information from you, there is a reason behind it. They're trying to get a cheap price. They're trying to get a quick price. They're trying to, whatever the case may be, they're not giving you all the information. Therefore, you can't make the right decision with regards to pricing or whatever the case may be. So if they're hiding information, red flag. Red flag number 2, shouldn't take you that long, right? What does that mean? That's code for don't charge me too much because this is a small job. And that's not somebody you want to work for either. But like you said, Mike, the biggest problem that guys run into is they do not have enough lead flow. And so when these jobs come up, they are jumping all over them. They're happy to do it and they get themselves in a bad situation. So if you guys do need help getting more leads, I have to screen share again. But you need to check out the local domination course, which will be linked in the comment section and the description of this video. Or you can go to pwcourse.com and can actually get the local domination course, local dom 2 for half price right now when you use code SPRING at checkout. This is the best course, the best information we've ever put together on all of our marketing strategies, specifically around Google Ads, driving traffic organically through Google search. So if you're somebody that's struggling, you need to check out this course because having more leads is going to allow you to be more choosy with the customer. It's going to allow you to charge more money, and it's just going to be overall a better situation for your business. When you say so, Mike?
I agree 100%.
Okay. So can you do it? It won't take that long. Customer withholding information. If a customer calls our answer service and they do not give like email address, they ask for a bunch of things. They ask for the phone number, email address, name. It's like almost overkill, but it's a really good barrier to see who's serious. So if anybody goes like customer denied email and they only give a brief description of what they needed done, I immediately slide it to the right and I click delete, and then it goes into the trash can because I know that this is somebody who's just going to waste my time. So First things first. Okay, Mike, let's get into the next one. Either I have a list right here. So
yeah, it's a good list.
The last guy did it cheaper.
Call him. Why didn't you call him back? Because he did it cheaper. He did a half-ass job, or more likely, he's not in business anymore. I don't know how many times I've had people say, "Hey, I'd like to get a price." Okay, yeah, it's going to be, $500. Oh, wow, the last guy did it for 200. Well, why did you not call him back? That's a great price. I would call him if I was you. Yeah, well, his number's disconnected. And I'm like, yeah, do you know why? Because he charged you $200 and he went broke and he went out of business and now he's back working at McDonald's because he didn't understand how to quote. He didn't understand how to price. He didn't make a profit. Therefore, you go out of business and he can't pay his phone bill. So that's one of the biggest things. Somebody else did it cheaper. Why didn't you call him back? Right? Why didn't you call him back? Well, they didn't really do a good job. He said he was going to do this and he didn't do that. And this is also a great thing, which will allow you to take the information you get from that customer and use that to help you sell them on the higher price, right? If the last guy did it cheaper, that's already in their mind, right? Even though he's not around anymore, he did a piss poor job, whatever the case is, it was cheaper, dollars and cents. And so if, well, he killed a couple of my bushes or he didn't show up on time or, there was issues. The customer loves to tell you about the last guy and the problems. So take that information, flip it flip it over and say, hey, yeah, look, our price is $500. But I did want to reassure you that, we do everything we can possibly do to protect all of your plants. These are the steps we take. And also, I keep a very strict schedule. If there's any deviation from that, you're going to be the first one to know because I don't want you to waste your time waiting around for us if something does come up. But I know that was a problem for you in the past with whoever. And, our whole purpose is to make your life easy, to make this process super simple. And, just if you give us the opportunity to get out here and take care of this for us, you're not going to have to call anybody else ever again. So stuff like that.
The last guy will help you justify a higher price. We did a roof wash for a lady one time, and it was close to $700. And she goes, the last guy charged me $200. But while they were up there, one of them fell off of the roof. And I said, one of them fell off of the roof. And she said, yeah, they had been out there for about 2 days. And then one fell off of the roof. And I said, 2 days? So it's like you use their stories against them in a way because we do roof washes every single day and we've never fallen off of a roof. Not only that, but we have insurance to cover ourselves in the event that were to happen. I said, the guys you hired probably had no insurance. They, fell off the roof. They could have blamed you for it and they could have, sued you. So keep those things in mind. And when customers ever give you the rebuttal of, the last guy did it cheaper, well, the last guy fell off your roof or the last guy blasted your windows and broke all the screens. Like we've just had so many horror stories where like I've walked the property with customers and they said, oh, the last guy did X, Y, Z. Are you going to do that? No, we're not. But it's why we charge extra because we do hold the insurance and we do have employees and we do have better equipment, things of that nature. So let the last guy justify your price. I love that, Mike. I do want to tell you guys about this. We have a couple more that we're going to get into in this video, but QuoteIQ is $1 right now for any tier. You guys can try any tier of QuoteIQ for $1 at myquoteiq.com, as well as you can send estimates, invoices, and collect payments all for free on the Android and Google Android and Apple Play Store, whatever it is, on the App Store. But we're giving away $5,000 to the top QuoteIQ affiliate here June 1st. So if you guys want to become an affiliate of QuoteIQ, all you got to do is create your account, come into the settings tab, scroll to the bottom, click the affiliate program, generate your link, and then you can share this link out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, wherever people congregate that could potentially use the app. Not only are you going to get a chance to win the $5,000 if you're one of the top affiliates, but you also get 40% commission for the lifetime of the person that you sign up. So did want to make you guys aware that we did have that. And yes, we're pretty excited about that. Right, Mike?
I'm very excited about that.
Absolutely. We have a couple of questions. Do you want to hold the questions till the end?
No, let's hit them.
Okay. No, let's hold them to the end. I want to keep the video together. All right. If you guys have questions, put them in the comment section. We're going to answer them at the end. The next one is, I have to talk to my wife. I love this one. Mike, you want to talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah. It's I got to talk to my wife. I got to talk to my husband. And I like to say stuff like, so if, do you think they're going to say yes, or do you think they're going to say no? Well, I think they'll probably say yes. And then why do we have to wait for her? Why don't we just get it on the schedule and then you'll be the hero? Or, is this something that like you guys have talked about? Like, does she know that you're calling around getting an estimate for the house wash? Well, yeah, of course. So then if she already knows about this and you guys have talked about it, then why do you need to get permission from your wife to go ahead and pull the trigger, right? Like, I mean, it's just going to waste time. Our schedule's busy, things like that. Uh, a lot of people use that simply because the price is too high and they are just embarrassed and don't want to say, "Oh, I can't afford it." So they're like, "Oh, I need to check with the old ball and chain."
One of Mike's favorite rebuttals to somebody who can't afford something is, I'm going to give it to him, Mike, and you can explain it. Do you need a payment plan?
Yeah, a lot of times, and so I typically don't do that unless it's like, somebody's slow pay. That's one of my favorites, to kind of shame them for being broke asses. But there are scenarios that you could use that, like, if it's a cost thing, then is it something that you might need to set up a payment plan for? And oh, no, and then pride takes over, and they're like, no, let's just we can do that, we can do that. But I'm also a firm believer in never negotiating on price. Like, you can negotiate on value, right? You can say, "Oh, I'm never going to lower my price per se, but I could, definitely limit what we're going to do at the property," and that will allow you to lower your prices to hit a budgetary whatever.
I love that. And I was actually going to talk about that. I have like an upcoming video specifically about that. But just when somebody tries to, say, hey, we want to get it for cheaper, usually it's a perceived value issue. So they're not perceiving the value that we're giving them is equal to the amount of money that we're charging them. And otherwise, they just say no, or I'll talk to my wife, or they'll just push you aside. But when they go, hey, can you do it for cheaper? Then it just means maybe we can add something on. Maybe we could take care of that back patio for you. Maybe we could rinse off whatever it is for you, adding a little bit more perceived value for the customer, and then make it to where they say yes to the price. Right, Mike?
Yes, say yes to the dress.
Say yes to the dress. Okay, sweet. Dude, I do want to give one example of a story we had about a guy who said, I have to talk to my wife, and then he used his wife as a negotiation tool. And it was like, I think they wanted a house wash or something, and we sent over the price, and he said, oh, I'll talk to my wife. And then he came back and said, we'll go for that price, or we'll do it for $1,000 cheaper if, you can repair the stucco on the front of the house. And I was like, we don't repair stucco.
Yeah.
The issue was we had done his neighbor's property, and him and his neighbor had talked. And so he knew the cost of the neighbor's property, and he wanted the same price. And so we said, hey, look, since, you want the same price as the neighbor, we'll do that for you. And he said, let me talk to my wife. Oh, if you can repair the stucco and do it for a little bit cheaper, we'll go ahead and make it happen. So obviously it's going to be somebody that's never happy, never satisfied. And he's asking for services that we don't even offer. So like, you don't want to take that job.
Right.
Right. Okay, sweet. So the last guy did it cheaper. I have to talk to my wife. It won't take that long. Refusing to give information needed to quote. The next one is, are you going to be using my water? Mike,
Yeah.
you got a call this week from somebody on
Yeah.
that one.
Oh, we recorded it, and it was funny. So Justin and I, we were on a video call very similar to this, but it was just us. And oh gosh, and the guy called and he wanted to know if we were going to use his water. And so I was like, and this guy lives in my neighborhood, right? He lives in a nice house. It's it's a nice house. And he's concerned. And then he tells me, like, he's heard horror stories about people. So I call the guy and I'm like, hey, sir, this is Mike. I said, I just wanted to call and ask why you were concerned about the water. I just don't want to see a spike in my water bill. And I was like, oh, well, you won't. Well, you're going to be hooking up. Do you have a big water tank? I was like, I do. And he's like, well, are you going to fill it up at my house and then take it with you? I was like, no, we're probably going to come with a full tank and we're going to hook up to your water while we clean your property. And as we clean your property, we're going to be using the water and we'll go, that's how it works. Okay, well, I just don't want to see a spike. And I told him, like, look, dude, you won't see a spike. If you're familiar with how water is billed, then you would understand that we would need to be there for, 6 days, washing for 8 hours a day before you even began to see a slight variation in your monthly bill. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do, sport. I will pay the difference in your water bill if you see any variance between last month and this month. And he was like, okay, that sounds like a good deal. But like, I wonder what his horror stories were. Like, from he and his neighbor, they were down, they were out picking up the mail from the mailbox. And the guys, oh my God, this pressure washing company came and they used my water. And do you know what happened? there was a $3 increase on my water bill. And the other guy's like, oh my God, the horror, right? Like, what kind of horror story could you have? Like, unbelievable. But I got, Justin actually muted me because he said I made him feel very uncomfortable when I was talking to the guy.
I couldn't handle it. I'll be honest with you guys. Mike gets a little bit more aggressive than, my particular taste, but that's just the way Mike is. I also like how he takes little jabs with the things that he says. Like, notice he'll like call someone sport when he's trying to be demeaning. And so, and typically sport doesn't go over very well. So
sport never goes over well. Well, like I just had a lady call and left me a voicemail. Did we talk about this one? So I get not a voicemail. I get a message from my machine, and it not my machine. I don't know what I'm even thinking. I'm reading someone's text comment or whatever. This lady, she introduces herself to the answering service as Mrs. Williams. And so I text her and I'm like, yes, I said, I received a message that you were looking to get an estimate on X, Y, and Z. And she responds back, yes, this is Mrs. Williams. I wanted to do this. And I said, did you just refer to yourself as Mrs. Williams? And she goes, yes, I did. And I just responded back, that's weird. And then she called me and she's like, excuse me? And I was like, I'm a grown person. And I've never once in my life introduced myself as Mr. Vadan to another human, right? An adult. It just seems so strange. And so I just wanted her to know that she sounded like a fucking idiot. And because of that, we won't work for people like that. Like, if you're going to call yourself Mrs. Williams, like, you're going to be a problem. So if somebody calls themselves by Mrs. or Mr., don't work for them.
Isn't it called like referring to yourself in the third person? I'd like to be referred to as Mr. Rogers from here on out. So.
Yes.
But I love how you see, guys, how candid Mike is about talking about customers, talking about letting customers go. There's no attachment there for him. Notice this within your own self and your own business. How attached are you to the customers that come in and out of it? Because if you're overly attached, then you're probably giving off like a needy feel to your customers. And as a result of that, they're either walking all over you or they're taking advantage, or they're saying these types of things and you're not walking away. And a good example of this is Tino, another one of our things here. Customers that say, since you're here, can you go ahead and take care of this for me? Hey, since you're here, can you go ahead and knock this out? Since you got the pressure washer out, can you go ahead and just hit my front patio for me? What do you think about the since you're here, Mike?
Oh, you hear it all the time. And that can go one of two ways, right? You can use it to your benefit when you're selling. While we're here, if you wanted to get a better price, we could also throw in this, and this. But the whole, like, hey, and what happens with my business a lot is these people think that like my guys are not loyal and they will do extra work, like on the side. Excuse me. And they'll be like, hey, I throw you a couple extra bucks. Can you knock out this driveway? And they're like, yeah, call Mike. Hey, we've got this furniture in the back, can you just spray it down? Yeah, no, like, we're going to get paid for our time. Just like that guy doesn't go to work and does shit for free, right? It blows my mind sometimes how people can completely like take themselves out of the equation, right? Like, just because somebody's out there washing something or mowing a lawn or painting a house, it doesn't mean that the value they're providing is less. And you think that you're able to take advantage of them because, oh, he's just out there painting, right? Like, that shit don't work with me.
Boom. There you go. So that was pretty much all my sayings, right? The last guy did it cheaper. I have to talk to my wife. Customers who refuse to give information needed in order to, facilitate a quote. Are you going to be using my water? It won't take that long. While you're here, can you go ahead and knock this out for me? The last one that I have is customers who get angry when you try to reschedule. Just because, Mike, you had a very bad experience with this recently. Like, customers who aren't flexible tend to be harder to work for, wouldn't you say?
Oh, 100%. But we also have to be cognizant of our customer schedules, right? And communication is key. We had a lapse in communication, which resulted in a 1-star review, which was resolved because of the miscommunication. It was a technical issue on her end. But, Yeah, a lot of people, like I just had some lady, I want to say she was scheduled for Wednesday. We had horrible weather on Wednesday. So, excuse me, we didn't work. And because we didn't work, um, her appointment was pushed out. I rescheduled it for the next day. And she responded, she sent me a text later in the evening and she's like, so I guess you guys you decided not to come today. And I was like, well, no, it's, we had torrential downpours all day. And I've got you rescheduled for tomorrow. And she's like, just cancel it. I'm like, just cancel it. Why? Like, was it that critical? And do you really want it to be done, in a torrential downpour when it's not going to be as great a job? So, again, people will give you warning signs all the time.
Right. Your ability to leave the people that give you the warning signs is where, you're going to have the most relief mentally and physically and emotionally. Mr. Bill says, I do this for a living and I'm fed up with all of it. If you are somebody who's fed up with all of it, you need to check out the resource page. You need to check out the local domination course. Having more lead flow gives you more choice. It gives you the ability to say no to Mrs. Johnson after she refers to herself as Mrs. Johnson. It gives you the ability to say no to the person who says, I have to talk with my wife. It gives you the ability to say no to the person that refuses to give away information or says, it's not going to take that long. So if you guys do not have your lead flow unlocked, be sure to check out local domination course. You guys can also save I think it's 30% on every single course on here using the code SPRING, how to wash, how to stripe, how to build a soft wash rig, how to scale, Facebook ad strategy. You can get everything at pwcourse.com, which I'll leave a link for in the comment section and the description of this video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get in some questions. If you guys have some, leave some in the comment section and the description of this video. First question, how have the new yard signs been working compared to the old ones, Mike?
They're good. Yard signs are something that we have always done. I switched up the design here about 2 months ago, and they're performing. I've been very strategic in our placement, trying a couple new things too, which has served us very well. Something that I'd never done before, never really thought about before, but it's something that has it's generating a lot of phone calls, and it's interesting because where your signs are placed, and if they stay there long enough, you can see trends in where the customers are calling from, right? And so just be very aware of squeeze points in traffic where people are not moving and they are stuck. And that's what we want. That's where we want those signs to be. So squeeze points.
Absolutely. We'll probably do we've been doing a couple mini courses. We haven't released any of them yet, but these mini courses are super powerful and they give like great information for just a little bit of money in return, because when you pay attention. So we probably will actually be doing a little mini course on, some of the sign strategies, because at the end of the day, if you have the right sign strategy, I mean, we're talking about a lot of money that could be made utilizing signs. Yeah, look, Dab says they're married and his name isn't even on the mortgage, but Patrick has a question. Hi, guys. What's a good size city population-wise for building a great pressure washing business? Let's say you live in Tallahassee, Florida, which is around 200,000 people with 350,000 people in Leon County. Mike, do you want to answer this first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I mean, you can go, I can go, whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm going to say this first and foremost. I would not be as worried about the population density, okay? Guys get themselves in the weeds thinking about all these different things. Okay, well, how much should I spend on equipment? What chemicals do I need? What this and that? And how big is my audience size? How many people can I service? It's like, at the end of the day, if I lived in a town of like 200 people, I would just go knock doors and I would say, hey, what do you guys need? And they would say, oh, well, we have a bunch of trash out back that we need hauled away. Great, I'll do it. Like, don't let the little stuff be an excuse. Yes, obviously, if you live in the middle of nowhere, you're going to have a harder time with a business. But if you live in Tallahassee, Florida, you should have no problem. There's tons of pressure washing companies in Tallahassee, Florida. And if you want a competitive advantage, offer a service that these other pressure washing companies don't offer. Lower ticket service, get your foot in the door, and then upsell them to other services after that. Mike, your turn.
Yeah, and I also think with a population of say 350 in Leon County, you have to also take into account every human that owns a property, every business, every restaurant, everybody is a potential customer, right? And so with all of that being said, like, is there an oversaturation of XYZ businesses in any particular market? There's probably a oversaturation, but guess what? Even with an oversaturation, nobody can handle all of the work. And so I applaud you for asking these questions, because we have to do our market research before we dive into things. But we also, like Justin said, we don't want to bog ourselves down and to the point where we just are stuck and we're never going to move forward. But I think you're in a good place. Tallahassee, Florida, lots of humidity, lots of heat, year-round service. Let's go.
Now, if we're talking about a huge overhead business, if we're talking about opening up a McDonald's and you have to put down like $500,000 to build it or whatever the case may be, like obviously, please, yes, go do some market research. But for a business that only requires maybe like 2, 3, 5 grand in order to get started, like you don't even really need to. Just offer what you have. Use the equipment you have. You need a second, Mike?
No.
Okay, so offer what you have, use the equipment you have. You got stuff in the garage. People need services done. Even if you just did a little handyman stuff, like don't let I'm a pressure washing business. You're going to put yourself right in this little box and you're only going to be able to service the people in this box. And then you're going to look at it as everything is oversaturated. There's too many pressure washers. Yes, because you boxed yourself in. How many hamburger joints are there, Mike? How many hamburger joints do you know of?
At least 3.
Burger King, McDonald's, Sonic,
Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
Every place you go to has burgers, but they like each one has a competitive advantage. Each one does it a little bit different. Each one offers different things. You can get hot dogs at Five Guys. I don't know where else you can get a hot dog. Maybe Sonic. You can get a grilled cheese. But like, you see what I'm saying? Differentiate yourself. In most cases, I would say most people aren't going to have a problem with market size. So don't let that be something that like keeps you from doing what you should be doing. Okay. Sweet. Let's jump into the next one. Yes. Sean says, we obviously need to overcome objections, but some people just aren't our customer and never will be. Absolutely. And that's pretty much the premise of this video. But the real premise is how quickly can you notice that? Do you notice the signs when they pop up, or are you blinded by the opportunity because you don't have that many opportunities coming in? Right, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. You want to add anything to that or no?
No, and I don't want anybody to be discouraged about, like, you are going to work with some people that are going to be an issue. You are going to work for money less than what what would be ideal for you to charge when you're first starting out, because like Justin said, your lead flow dictates a significant part of how you run your business and how you approach your marketing and your sales and everything else. So sometimes it's okay to, suck it up and go work for some pain in the ass because you need the money, and it's a good place to start. But as you get better, as your business grows, as your business ages and matures, and you've got a lot of repeat customers, you can slowly shift to the people that you want to work for, as opposed to the people you have to work for in order to survive.
Bingo. And Todd said it here. Lead flow equals cash flow. How much lead flow do you have coming in? When you have lead flow, you get to charge more. You get to pick who you work for. You get to do what you want. Okay. That is the key. Lewis says, good morning, guys. I want to start my pressure washing business. I have $1,000 saved to buy some equipment. Not sure if that would be to get all the equipment I need. Okay. First things first. It's hard to read this comment, but okay. So he's got $1,000 and he's not sure if that's going to be everything he needs to get equipment, chemicals, in order to wash, right? I wouldn't say that that's a tremendous amount of money, Lewis. Obviously, you know that. I would weigh it out too. I'd hop on homedepot.com and I'd say, okay, I can get this kind of washer. I can get these chems, and I can at least get going. The biggest thing is that you make a decision, you spend what you got, and you just move forward. So I'd say pressure washer, bleach is probably the 2 most important things, and maybe a small surface cleaner. And I'm pretty sure you could probably make that happen for $1,000. What do you say, Mike?
I think so. I also think that we need to take into consideration, a vehicle. How are you going to get to the jobs? For $1,000, if you don't have a truck, if you don't have some sort of vehicle to get it, very low entry barrier to get into this. But also there are other things that you need to consider. I don't know.
Gas,
hoses. There's all kinds of stuff that you have to do. People are like, oh, I can just go get a pressure washer. How are you going to get your customers? right?
Right.
Like, do you have a marketing budget? Is that included in that $1,000? You can have $1,000 worth of equipment and chemicals and no customers, and then where are you, right? So I always encourage people to pump the brakes a little bit, right? You don't necessarily need to, go all in right now, unless you're absolutely desperate and this is the last ditch effort. This is your last $1,000, and it's either this or nothing. Then save a couple more $1,000 and do it right, because for whatever you're going to get for $1,000 to start your business, it's going to be outdated. You're going to within a month. I mean, it's that simple.
Yes, we've talked about this a bunch, and basically the recipe is offering value in exchange for money. That's all a business is. We're offering value in exchange for money. So if you don't have very much money to get started, what other ways can you offer value that aren't necessarily pressure washing in order to make money? And so that's the question that you need to answer. Dude, go pick weeds, go walk dogs, go wash windows. There's like so many things that you can do that are low ticket. There's people that have started businesses that take trash cans from the side of people's house the day before they need to be, picked up, or the day before the trash comes. They bring them to the road, trash, comes, and then they bring them back to the side of the house, and they literally pay like, I think, $10, $20, $30 a month. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's people that do that as a service, bringing trash cans from the side of the house to the road. So all it is find value, and then find a way to offer value, and then offer that to your customers. Mike is texting me during this, which is not a good way to be. I don't recommend it. What kind of superpower would you like to have?
Simon, that's a great question, and I appreciate it. So I have dreams almost probably once a week. And in my dreams, I don't fly, right? But I have the ability to jump like crazy, crazy high. So it's almost like I'm flying, but it's not. It's like, if you remember the Incredible Hulk movie before it was Mark Ruffalo, I can't remember who, maybe Ed Norton, but like they'd show me he's just jumping, right? That would be my superpower. I'd love to be able to, I guess, probably fly or jump super, super high. Like I can levitate.
That's probably the strangest superpower I've ever heard of. No one has ever wanted to jump really high as a superpower, Mike. Like that's strange.
I've never claimed to be anything but
super speed, super strength, to read people's minds, teleport. I mean, there's like 100 different better ones you could have picked for that. But it's Simon. We appreciate the question. Thank you so much. Crash.
No. What is yours, Justin?
Super speed, probably. Dude, I'd be like nasty. I'd just be.
Dude, I'm already fast. I'm already super strong. Why do I need more?
Yeah, but imagine being like Tyreek Hill, but faster. Like, how cool would that be? You'd be like the best ever. I don't know. But then you got CTE and stuff like that. Who knows? Crash Bandahoot says, you guys do amazing work. Keep it up. Always great advice. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, especially for all the negative comments we get. That makes us feel good on the inside.
You get negative comments?
No.
Everybody likes me.
Shoe Murphy says, with $1,000, you're better off buying a ladder and cleaning gutters till you have 2 or 3K. Exactly. That's one I didn't think about. Walk dogs, trim shrubs, pull weeds, clean windows, gutter clean. Like, dude, that's like 5 or 6 different ideas right there of just things that you can offer to people. Like, people need stuff done. Like, you guys would be baffled if you knew how many old people like want to move something, or they have something that needs to be built, or like they have junk that needs to be taken
frozen.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you were frozen.
I don't think so, Mike. It looked like you were frozen. Let us know down in the comment section. But you would be baffled at all the things you could offer in exchange for money. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, Justin has got, 2 or 3 OnlyFans pages right now that are blowing up.
The funny thing is I have one for each body part too. So
yeah, well, because you have to niche down. You have to figure out, you have to offer something that nobody else is offering. And you've done that. You've done that 3 times. You've got your toes, you've got your heels, and I'm not going to talk about the last one.
Don't give it away. Keep something for the imagination.
That's right.
And then what I'm going to do is now that I have all these OnlyFans kind of trickling down, I'm going to consolidate, and then I'm going to bring them all together into one, and then I'm going to have a monster OnlyFans. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. And
it's the first comment in there.
I'll leave a link in the comment section in the description to the OnlyFans account. Hey, look, I'm not going to tell you guys what my OnlyFans account is. I don't have one, but I did put together a free training for you guys on how we made $13,274 with one ad and minimal ad spend with this copy paste video ad strategy. You guys can literally copy and paste my Facebook video ad strategy. All you got to do is check out, it'll be linked in the comment section description, but if you guys want to go to QuiQads.com, it's there. We also have pre-made templates utilizing all the things within my strategy that you guys can check out. We have templates for every single thing: washes, house washes, roof washes, window cleanings, driveway cleanings, trash, like anything you can think of. And we're always adding more to this. So anyway, check it out. Link in the comment section description. So no feet pics, but you do get a free video training if you like. Look, Sean says I'm a subscriber of the ears. LMAO, Sean,
Nice.
you dirty bastard. Dude loves the ears, man. Ear pics. Super Mike jumps over the bullshit.
That's right.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Dude, I love jumping.
Think of all the knock-on effects having super jumps. Bones of steel, explosive muscles, super efficient cardio system. I guess so. Missy's correct. I overlooked all of the additional benefits of that superpower. Okay, let's see. I'm currently using Thumbtack to generate leads. I'm having my website built with QuoteIQ installed into it. Perfect. What would you recommend to scale my business more? I have a soft wash system and an 8-gallon per minute pressure washer. You want to go first, Mike?
Yeah. So you've got your website. You're going to be using QuoteIQ. Hopefully you're going to be using InstaQuote if that's what you're doing. Thumbtack to generate leads. I would make sure that you've got your Google Business profile set up. I would make a Facebook page for your business and start posting about your business. And I would be working very hard on SEO for the website, doing a lot of the things that you need to do. The higher you rank faster, the better your business is going to be. Thumbtack is good, I would guess. But I think that there are better ways to generate leads in a more traditional way, like Google. Like that's really where the focus should be, I think. But yeah, and then get out there and start getting jobs, right? Getting jobs and documenting the jobs, using that documentation in your advertising on your website. Just get in front of as many eyeballs as you possibly can, because that's what business is.
And I would say to diversify your lead flow. This is the trap that a lot of service providers get into. They have success with one lead source, like Thumbtack, for example, and then they never get away from it. And so they're solely relying on Thumbtack to bring them all of their leads, when there's Facebook, there's Google, there's, all these different sources. So find some ways that are going to bring in more leads and start diversifying. The other thing with Thumbtack is, yes, you're paying per lead, but if you think about the cost that you pay per lead, if you kind of switch that around and you put that into ads, then you're scaling your business. Like, you can never really scale with Thumbtack. The only way that you're going to scale is for Thumbtack to bring in more leads to you. And you can't, that's out of your control. But with ad spend, what you can do is you can spend more money to get in front of more people with your service. And therefore you're scaling your business, because the more people you get in front of, the more of those people will turn into customers and the more money that you're ultimately going to make. So diversify your lead flow, and then look for avenues to where you can scale the jobs that you have coming in. Within the local domination course, we actually go over a specific Google strategy that we've been using to drive in leads using Google ads. So you guys definitely need to check it out. I know I mentioned it before. If you're somebody who's serious about trying to get more jobs, check out Local Domination 2. It's half price. You can use code SPRING at checkout. It'll be linked in the comment section and the description. The biggest thing is, though, is like, you guys hop on these calls with us, and these calls are awesome because we're able to give so much good value. That course is 8 hours long. Me and Mike could never get on here and give you an 8-hour course. A, because nobody would watch it because they wouldn't take it seriously. And B, because when you pay attention. So when you pay, you're going to pay attention because you're going to want to get your money's worth out of that course. And it's one job. We do house washes for $300 all the time. We've done concrete cleanings for $300. Like, it's nothing. So check out the Local Domination course. Hope that answered your question. Last question is from Missy, and then we'll wrap because Mike's got to go. I think he's got to go take some pics for his OnlyFans. What do you do for customers that just don't? What do you for customers that just don't follow up with you on their problems? I'm in software, and my Lord, people don't get back to me when I'm trying to help them with an issue. Oh, this is missile launch. I thought that said Missy. I have dyslexia.
I was wondering why you kept calling him Missy.
I thought for sure that was like a lady. I'm like,
what do you do for customers that just don't follow up with you on their problems? I don't exactly understand the question. I don't know what they mean. I'm sorry.
Okay, another tip for you guys. If you're going to leave a comment here that you want us to answer, please proofread it before you send it in. So that way we can give you the best response possible. T. Smith, thank you. Truly appreciate it, you guys. Absolutely best of luck with your business, T. Smith. Thank you for using QuoteIQ. T. Smith said he was going to integrate QuoteIQ on his website, which most likely means that he's going to be using InstaQuote. So if you guys want to try InstaQuote, check out myquoteIQ.com. You can click through, and then a customer can click and basically quote themselves on any service that you offer. So house wash, they enter their square footage. They're then asked a myriad of questions that would then help the system better quote them, and they enter their information. And then after that, they get a quote. So it is the best way to keep customers on your website, which is going to help your SEO, and then convert those customers that do hit your website to a quote by giving them what they want, which is basically a quote. Other people have, lead forms on their website. It just doesn't work as well. We love InstaQuote. So be sure to check it out, myquoteIQ.com. Try any tier for $1. Right, Mike?
Yes. I'm so tired.
Why are you so tired today?
Well, I've been sick all week. I've had the flu, and it's been horrible. So I apologize that I'm not as lively as I normally be. I do like Simon's question. If you could describe QuoteIQ in one word, what would it be? And I think it would be, for me, growth. QuoteIQ has everything that you need in it to grow your business, to scale your business, to get to where you want to be, right? We've all got goals. We've all got dreams, and you will never be able to achieve those things if you don't have systems in place, not only to hold you accountable, but to help you be better at what you do. We've got so many things built into QuoteIQ that we all wear so many hats when we're running our business, right? We're the marketing guy, we're the email guy, we're the admin guy, we're the guy that sends the invoices, everything, right? And what we've done is we have been able to streamline, automate, refine all of these daily tasks that we were doing in our own businesses, and basically take them out of what we have to do on a daily basis, right? Email automation, right? You never have to think about it. You set it up once, the customer, they get input into the CRM, and it's just automated, and they will get the appointment reminders and the review reminders, everything. We've got InstaQuote that allows people to go to our website and get quotes by themselves without ever having to talk to us, right? That's saving us a ton of time, which will allow us to grow our businesses, which will allow us to focus on other things that we really need to focus on. In a big business, you delegate that stuff to people and you pay them a lot less than you're making to do those tasks, right? We've done that with QuoteIQ. We're basically giving you an entire office staff in the palm of your hand or on your laptop that will allow you to run a business like a true professional and a business of size. So that's the word that I would describe would be growth.
Growth. I love that. I wish I had a cool word to say. I don't, though. So, anyway, you want to answer Simon's last question? Where do you see QuoteIQ in 20 years? I would say the most beautiful thing about QuoteIQ is it is improved upon daily. Every day we make QuoteIQ better. Every day we're tweaking stuff. Every day we're taking feedback from the people that use it day in and day out. We're applying it to the app. We are here to make QuoteIQ the best experience a service provider ever could have with regards to the CRM or the software they use to manage their business. And that is the overarching goal for us. It's never been about how big can we get, or can we get corporate money, or whatever the case may be, angel investors and building up huge teams. It's just, we just want to make the best product for everybody who uses it. And that's it. Simon, thank you so much for all the questions. We appreciate it. Mike, are you ready to wrap this thing up or what?
I'm ready for a nap.
Mike needs a little bit of a nappy. So if you guys want to, check out pwcourse.com. You can check out all the courses. Save 30% when you use code SPRING at checkout. Be sure to check out myquoteiq.com. You guys can try any tier of QuoteIQ for $1. You can also try InstaQuote here on the website. This is QuoteIQ right here. And if you guys want to get my free training on how our company did over $13,000 in jobs with a video ad that you can copy into your business, be sure to check out that link down below as well. Mike, what's the word of the day?
Growth.
The word of the day is growth. If you made this far in the video, comment down below growth or hashtag your real. My name is Justin. Forever self-employed. Until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.